Great Expectations is a coming-of-age novel by Charles Dickens, first published in 1860-1861. The story follows the life of Pip, an orphan living in the marshes of Kent, England, who dreams of rising above his humble beginnings. Raised by his cruel sister, Mrs. Jo Gargery, and her kind husband, Joe, Pip's life takes a dramatic turn when he helps a convict named Magwitch escape from the law. Novel themes: social class and ambition. The novel explores the rigid class structure of Victorian England and the idea of social mobility. Pip's desire to rise above his humble beginnings reflects the ambition and aspirations of many individuals seeking to change their social status. However, Dickens critiques the notion that wealth alone can bring happiness or fulfillment. Identity and self-discovery. Pip's journey is one of self-discovery as he grapples with his identity throughout the story. He struggles with feelings of inadequacy and shame about his origins. The revelation about Magwitch being his benefactor forces Pip to confront who he truly is and what defines him beyond wealth and status. Love and rejection. Pip's unrequited love for Estella is central to the story, illustrating the complexities of love and the pain of rejection. Estella's emotional detachment reflects the struggles Pip faces in his relationships, highlighting how love can be both a source of inspiration and deep heartache. Crime and guilt. The themes of crime and guilt permeate the novel, particularly through the character of Magwitch. Pip's early encounter with the convict sets off a chain of events that lead him to question morality and the consequences of his actions. Magwitch's redemption arc emphasizes the possibility of change and the complexity of human nature. Redemption and forgiveness. Throughout the novel, characters seek redemption and forgiveness. Pip learns to forgive himself for his arrogance and to appreciate the kindness of those around him, especially Joe. Magwitch's desire to make amends for his past also underscores the theme of redemption, showing that it is never too late to change. The illusion of great expectations. The title itself reflects the central theme of illusion versus reality. Pip's great expectations lead him to believe that wealth and status will bring him happiness. Ultimately, he discovers that true contentment comes from within and from meaningful relationships rather than material possessions. Isolation and loneliness. Characters in Great Expectations experience profound isolation, whether due to social class, personal choices, or emotional barriers. Pip's journey through wealth and status often leads to loneliness, showing how the pursuit of ambition can come at the cost of genuine connections. The role of fate and chance. Fate plays a significant role in the story, with many events occurring by chance that significantly alter Pip's life. The randomness of Pip's fortune and the identity of his benefactor emphasize the unpredictability of life and the interconnectedness of people's actions. Main characters. Pip, Philip Pirrip. The protagonist and narrator, Pip is an orphan who dreams of becoming a gentleman. He is kind-hearted but struggles with feelings of inadequacy and ambition. Estella, the beautiful but emotionally detached ward of Miss Havisham. Pip falls in love with her, but she often treats him with disdain, leading to a tumultuous relationship. Miss Havisham, a wealthy, eccentric woman who was jilted at the altar. She raises Estella to break men's hearts as a means of revenge against the world. Her home is a decaying symbol of her grief. Magwitch, Abel Magwitch, the convict whom Pip helps as a child. He later becomes Pip's benefactor, providing him with a fortune. His character embodies themes of redemption and loyalty. Jo Gargery, Pip's brother-in-law and guardian. A kind and gentle blacksmith, Joe represents loyalty and unconditional love. He remains a steadfast figure in Pip's life despite Pip's changing social status. Jaggers, the lawyer who informs Pip of his fortune. He is a pragmatic and somewhat intimidating figure who serves as a bridge between Pip's old life and new expectations. Herbert Pocket, Miss Havisham's cousin and Pip's friend in London. He is kind-hearted and becomes a supportive companion as Pip navigates his new life. In the desolate marshes of Kent, a young orphan boy named Pip lived a life marked by hardship and solitude. Raised by his harsh sister, Mrs. Jo Gargery, and her gentle husband, Joe, Pip often felt out of place in his own home, overshadowed by the constant reminders of his lowly status. He spent his days dreaming of a more glamorous life, far from the bleakness of his surroundings. One bleak Christmas Eve, while wandering through the marshes, Pip stumbled upon a terrifying sight, a convict named Magwitch. The man was disheveled and menacing, with wild eyes that struck fear into Pip's heart. "Keep still, you little devil, or I'll cut your throat," Magwitch growled, clutching a ragged, worn coat against the chill. Pip, trembling with fear, yet compelled by compassion, replied, "I'll bring you food. Just don't hurt me." In a moment of moral courage, he ran home, stealing a loaf of bread and a metal file from Joe's workbench. As he returned to the marshes, he was acutely aware of the danger he was courting. With the stolen goods in hand, Pip approached Magwitch, who devoured the food hungrily. "Thank you, boy. You've saved my life," Magwitch rasped, his voice softer now, but Pip felt a mix of fear and empathy. Returning to his mundane life, Pip's heart was heavy with the weight of what he had done. "What will happen to me now?" he pondered. The memory of Magwitch lingered, marking the beginning of a life filled with unexpected turns and lessons yet to come. Not long after his encounter with Magwitch, Pip was unexpectedly invited to the home of Miss Havisham, a wealthy and eccentric woman who lived in a grand, yet decaying mansion. Her life had been frozen in time, perpetually dressed in her tattered wedding gown, surrounded by the remnants of her wedding day, the wedding cake that had never been eaten, and clocks stopped at the very hour she had been jilted at the altar. As Pip entered the mansion, he felt a mix of awe and discomfort. "This place is like a ghost," he thought, noting the cobwebs and the eerie stillness. It was here that he met Estella, Miss Havisham's beautiful but emotionally detached ward. "You are a common laboring boy," Estella taunted when she first laid eyes on Pip, her cold blue eyes piercing his heart. Despite her disdain, Pip was instantly captivated. He had never seen anyone like her, and his infatuation ignited a flame within him. "I don't care that I'm common. I just want to be near you," Pip confessed. Feeling vulnerable yet bold in her presence, Miss Havisham watched with a twisted sense of pleasure, urging Estella to toy with Pip's affections. "Break their hearts. My pride and joy," she instructed Estella, setting the stage for a tumultuous relationship. As Pip spent more time at the mansion, he became increasingly aware of his social standing. Miss Havisham instilled in him a sense of ambition and purpose. "You are to be a gentleman, Pip. Make me proud," she proclaimed, planting the seeds of hope in his young heart. But beneath his yearning for Estella lay the sting of shame. Pip felt the weight of his background longing to escape the shackles of his humble origins. "If only I could be a gentleman," he mused, believing that wealth and status would win Estella's love. Pip's life took a dramatic turn when Jaggers, a lawyer, arrived with astonishing news. "You have a great expectation, Pip," he declared, leaving Pip bewildered. The lawyer informed him that he had come into a fortune from an anonymous benefactor. Pip's heart raced with excitement. Could it be Miss Havisham? He wondered, believing she had chosen to help him fulfill his dreams. With newfound hope, Pip left the marshes behind, embarking on a journey to London, where he would be educated as a gentleman. As he settled into his new life, Pip was dazzled by the luxuries of London. He acquired fine clothes, attended social gatherings, and reveled in the attention he received as a gentleman. Yet, despite his wealth, he felt a profound emptiness. "I was in the presence of wealth and status, yet felt emptiness inside," he reflected, grappling with his identity. In London, Pip befriended Herbert Pocket, Miss Havisham's cousin, who became a trusted companion. "We must navigate this world with care, Pip. Wealth changes everything," Herbert cautioned. But Pip was blinded by ambition and the desire to impress Estella. As the days turned into weeks, Pip began to drift further away from his roots. He neglected his past, distancing himself from Joe and Mrs. Joe. "Who is my benefactor?" he often wondered. Consumed by the illusion of his new life, his longing for Estella grew, yet she remained elusive, still treating him with contempt. "Why do you care for me, Pip?" Estella asked one evening, her voice laced with confusion. "You have everything now." Pip, desperate to win her affection, replied, "Because you are everything to me. I would give it all for a moment with you." The shocking truth struck Pip like a thunderbolt when he learned that his benefactor was none other than Magwitch, the convict he had helped years ago. "I've made a gentleman of you." "Pip!" Magwitch exclaimed, his voice filled with pride and desperation as he revealed himself. Pip was horrified. "You did this for me?" he gasped, grappling with the reality of his situation. The revelation shattered Pip's illusions of gentility and forced him to confront his values and relationships. Despite his initial shock and disgust, Pip felt a sense of loyalty to Magwitch. "You're the reason I am here," Pip acknowledged, struggling to reconcile his past with the man who had sacrificed everything for his future. As they devised a plan for Magwitch's escape from the law, Pip realized the strength of their bond. "We will get you out of this," he promised, determined to help the man who had changed his life. But their plan unraveled tragically. Pip and Magwitch were pursued by the authorities, and in a dramatic confrontation, Magwitch was captured. Pip's heart sank as he witnessed the man who had given him everything being taken away. In the midst of this turmoil, Pip faced another devastating loss. Miss Havisham, consumed by her bitterness and regrets, perished in a tragic fire that engulfed her mansion. "I have made a mistake," she whispered in her final moments, leaving Pip with a profound sense of sorrow and regret for the choices she had made. Returning to the marshes, Pip sought redemption and clarity. He confronted Joe and expressed his deep gratitude. "I was a fool to distance myself from you," he admitted, recognizing the true value of loyalty and love in a world consumed by wealth and ambition. Finally, Pip encountered Estella once more. Time had changed them both. Estella had endured her own hardships, and Pip had grown wiser. "I cannot love you the way you wish, Pip," she confessed, but he saw a glimmer of understanding in her eyes. "I see you differently now," she added, acknowledging the pain of their shared past and the lessons they had learned along the way. As Pip's story draws to a close, he learns that true worth lies not in wealth or social status, but in kindness, loyalty, and character. He embraces the lessons of his journey, understanding that his great expectations were about personal growth and moral integrity. With a heart open to new beginnings, Pip stands ready to face the future, cherishing the relationships that truly matter. Thank you for listening. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till we meet again.